This video contains flashing lights, unsettling content and violent content. Viewer discretion advised.
During Christmas, we welcome Santa into our homes as he comes bearing gifts. But what if he wasn't so benevolent in his seasonal greetings, bringing terror rather than joy?
Perhaps it's us who seek to take Jolly Santa down for our own selfish whims. Being naughty or nice, here we'll unwrap the top 10 Santa bosses in games.
Santa, sleigh bells. Christmas is looming once more, but the police are out in force looking for a mysterious killer. Because of this, you're forced to take a detour through the subway to get home. However, something is amiss in the subway, as bodies are found and a figure in a red garb is wandering the darkness, axe in hand and chanting his jolly ho 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 as he chases you down. He'll chase you out of the subway and hunt you through the back streets, easily able to keep pace with his surprising speed. 2 good swings of his axe will be enough to take you down should you linger in place for too long. When cornered in the train station, you're forced to fight back. Santa has killed armed police, so he's no pushover and takes a lot of punishment, even from a gun. But if you can steady your aim, you can gun him down and walk away alive.
Sumo Santa, Clayfighter, Sculptor's Cut. The island of Clay Moto consists of clay iterations of many unusual characters, some more familiar than others, created by the evil Dr. Kiln in his bid to take over the world. In this blockbuster exclusive, Sumo Santa is an evil clone of his more jolly counterpart, and the final boss of Bad Mr. Frosty. Unlike the other clay creations, Sumo Santa only wishes to seize the island for himself to make toys for children, rather than assist in world domination. These 2 creative characters have a long rivalry, starting from Santa never giving Mr. Frosty a rocking horse when he was a kid, still consuming the milk and cookies left out. Sumo Santa fights in a sumo-like style by using his large mass and mighty belly to smash and bash Mr. Frosty all around. Attacking with a candy cane club, stalking, tossing presents from a distance, and using moves like the Crinkle Crusher, he can be a tricky opponent. With persistence and careful timing, Santa can be defeated, and Bad Mr. Frosty can get a satisfying victory against his longtime rival. Evil Santa, Gex 3, Deep Cover Gecko. The boss of the 3rd mission of the Holiday Broadcasting Channel, Evil Santa can be found in a small inlet in the cliff face behind the log cabin, with a set of icy steps leading up to him. Apparently not in a festive mood, his immediate response upon seeing Gex is to try and kill him by launching projectile presents from his sack. A small chasm between Gex and Santa prevents Gex from simply wailing on him with his tail attacks. Smacking the presents with Gex's tail when they get in range will launch them back towards Santa and damage him instead. However, the awkward camera angle can make the timing difficult. Pull this off 3 times, and Santa would be sent packing, with a remote control spawning nearby as a reward. While the N64 version of this game shows Santa in all his gloomy glory, the PlayStation port instead has him veiled in shadows. Considering he has only 1 single attack to draw upon, he'll still go down pretty quickly either way though.
Santa Claus, Duke Nuclear Winter. Once a normal old man, this not-so-jolly soul was kidnapped and brainwashed by aliens in the feminist elven militia in order to aid them in their plans for world domination. Fought at the end of the final level, uncovering the secret plans in Santa's office will lead him to declare his intent to kill Duke Nukem.
So you have found my secret plans. Now you must die.
Backtracking to the start of the level, you'll find him waiting for you, and the battle quickly commences. Instead of presents, this Santa is packing a small arsenal of weaponry, including a shotgun, chain gun, RPG, and even Duke's own mighty foot ability. Whilst his health is relatively low compared to the other bosses in the game, he compensates for it by sprinting around the battlefield at alarming speed. Duke using his jetpack, Santa has his own to keep up with our muscle-bound hero. Shrinking him with the shrinker, it's a no-go as he has a supply of steroids on hand to return to normal size. Defeating Santa Claus will somehow free the real Santa from mind control. Though, chances you're probably still on his naughty list after the beatdown you put him through.
Santa NK1 Terraria. The Frost Moon is a Christmas-themed event in the game, where you'll have to go up against 20 waves of holiday enemies and bosses. One of the more unusual bosses is Santa NK1, a robotic version of St. Nicholas, with his upper half fused onto a minigun tank hybrid. He has 4 unique attacks, with him shooting his chain gun, dropping large spike balls, and having presents falling from the sky. With a large health pool, it'll take some time for him to go down. Once you get him to mid-health, his face and beard will be destroyed, revealing a robotic skull underneath. When he's finally defeated, he'll either drop the Elf Melter, which is a powerful flamethrower, or the chain gun, though the chain gun has a 50% chance of containing no ammunition. While not the strongest boss of the Frost Moon, it's certainly the most memorable of them all.
Giant Robot Santa, Boogie Wings. The Merry Merry Christmas stage will give a festive backdrop to the arcade action that Boogie Wings has to offer. The boss of this stage is a giant robot Santa that looks jolly, until its face switches to a more sinister expression. With the color palette inverting, this evil Santa pulls out a large gun and chants Merry Christmas in a distorted voice. This jolly giant will fire projectiles at you, drop minions, and use its colossal size to ram into you. Its face will occasionally shift back to its original happy form and cease hostilities, briefly. This happy form may even drop some power-ups and some boxes for you, if you've been good this year. While a minimal threat, you can't damage him while he's in his jolly form, but don't get comfortable, as it will resume its evil form and continue its onslaught. As damage accumulates, the robot will start to break down and eventually will fall apart, dropping off its evil chanting head. Whew, just another reason to stay on Santa's good side.
Clawz, Saints Row 4, How the Saints Save Christmas. Created as a result of Zinyak kidnapping the real Santa and subjecting his mind to the simulation, Claus serves as the main antagonist for the events of the DLC. A dark reflection of the kindly and pure-hearted Christmas figure, Claus aims to take over the North Pole by force. He seeks to punish those he deems naughty by transforming them into gingerbread henchmen. To prevent a future where Claus rules, the Saints take to the sky in Santa's sleigh, looking to weaken Claus's protective shield by spreading Christmas cheer to the populace of Steelport. This is done by dispersing presents to the nice and coal to the naughty. After crash landing the sleigh, the player will need to light a giant Kanara, a giant menorah, and then performing a feat of strength on a nearby Festivus pole. After waiting for your allies to air their grievances, Kinsey arrives with a fresh supply of presents for you to distribute to the nearby citizens. With the citizens' festive spirit restored, they gain the resolve to stand up to Claus. Claus's shield will fail completely, allowing you to attack him head-on with additional presents. These presents are given to you by Kinsey, Mrs. Claus, and future Shandi. Smack him in the face with these and eventually Claus will be defeated, and the real Santa will thank you for spreading the Christmas spirit to the citizens of Steelport. Frost Gigas, Secret of Mana. Deep within the icy country lies the Ice Palace, where the Frost Gigas can be found, guarding the Fire Seed. The Frost Gigas strikes with powerful water-based spells that can reduce defense, cause frost status, and combo together to cause extensive damage very quickly. He is easily capable of wiping out unprepared or sluggish players by his combo of spells. He can be difficult to strike with normal attacks, but is very weak to fire magic, so strong fire spells will give you an edge. He will often split into 6 ice shards to teleport around the arena and avoid attacks until he reforms. Once he has been defeated, he drops a boomerang orb. It's then revealed that the Frost Gigas was actually Santa. Santa tried to use the Fire Seed to restore the children's hopes and dreams, but it transformed him into the Frost Gigas. Unlike most of the entries on this list, this time you actually end up saving Santa by defeating him. Maybe this will put you on his nice list.
Sadistic Claus, Dead Rising 4. In a franchise with tons of psychopaths and a game set in Christmas, it's not surprising that you'll come against a sadistic mall Santa. Found in the Christmas tree lot of Old Town, Frank first finds Claus's seat covered in corpses in a small secluded area. A trap ensues, and Claus will be heard over the intercoms, believing himself to be the real Santa.
Welcome to my grotto, Frank West. Are you ready for a reckoning?
He mocks Frank as being on the naughty list because he's photographing the apocalypse for personal gain.
You come to this city, you pillage its name, you plunder its stories for personal gain.
2 waves of maniacs wearing elf costumes are summoned into the arena, armed with toy weapons, which Frank will have to defeat.
And I thought the zombies were dicks.
You'll harvest your tidings, you'll reap what you sow, then salt up the earth so nothing regrows. Ho, ho, ho!
After all of the elves are killed, Santa will finally emerge wielding a toy sack. Each slam attack deals powerful shockwave damage, and when he swings, small explosive toys are dispersed into the vicinity. Sadistic Claus has quite a lot of health, and the player will need to be on their toes to dodge his devastating attacks.
Ho flippin' ho.
Once you do defeat him though, you'll be able to get the toy sack weapon for yourself. While not that useful as a weapon, it can come in handy for useful items later into the game. Mecha Santa, Hyper Princess Peach. Princess Peach has been denied a present from Mecha Santa for the last time. Now she'll storm his workshop to deliver sweet revenge against the jolly robot. Crashing through elves, robots, toys, and even a giant sleigh, Peach will finally reach the mechanical master, Mecha Santa. This boss uses a pattern of attacks trying to ram the princess or fire projectiles at her. He'll yell out familiar terms when launching his attacks that are references to external games, movies, and anime. He can only be damaged by striking his body and his hands, often blocking attacks and making it tricky to do damage. Should you be able to figure out the pattern, he can be quite an easy boss. Upon defeat, he'll give Peach a present, leading her to abandon her assault and leave, only to have it explode in her face. In a final act of vengeance, she returns to pile-drive Mecha Santa so hard that the moon, the earth, the sun, and even the entire galaxy explodes. Excessive? Maybe, but Princess Peach got her revenge in the end.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for the continued support of TatsTopVideos. From the team, and myself XJ, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and a wonderful New Year. And now let's see the creators of this video.